I feel like we all have our own personal stories as to why we pick up a racket. Some do it because of sibling rivalry, some because of the social aspect and a desire for connection. I reckon there's a decent percentage of us who do it for exercise purposes. And in Wu Yinbing's case, the Chinese superstar only started playing because his mother wanted him to lose weight at just 6 years old. Leaving aside trying to glean too much into the family life and the dynamics of the Yinbings, the beginnings of Wu's life in tennis were humbling to say the least. Fast forward 17 years and that young, slightly out of shape 6-year-old became the first Chinese male tennis player to win an ATP Tour level tournament. But Wu's been making history for years. Shame on us. We just haven't been paying attention.
Game, set, match, Wu.
Wu is through to the semi-finals of the Dallas Open. A breakthrough week for him on the main tour. What a performance that was. Manarino trying
This is Open Era. I'm Simon Bushell. A while ago, we had TikTok tennis's James Shank on the show, going into the US Open, and he excitedly circled Wu's name in the draw as one to keep an eye on. But why? Well, he's a history maker. He's the first Chinese male player to win in the main draw of a major. But where did this history maker come from? And how did he make it to 23 years of age before he made it to the main draw of a major? To find out the answer, we have to head to Hangzhou. Wu's father is a former boxer, and his mum took an active interest in tennis. She's still very much involved today, as we will find out later on. His parents took him out of primary school and sent him to tennis academies, with Wu's mother estimated to have spent millions of yen on training, although the family's not really believed to be that wealthy. At the age of 12, Wu started training with Carlos Rodriguez, the former coach of two-time Grand Slam Chinese tennis player and open-era favourite Li Na. The beginning of Wu's young career started in Beijing, but he soon made the jump to Spain and training under coach Nuham Garcia Sanchez. Wu's comments are interesting for what he actually gained from moving to Europe. In general, the Chinese players were working a lot on the baseline, were missing some shots like slicing, like volleys. So this is something I'm missing from my junior time in practicing, which is something I'm looking forward to improving. Those improvements led to more and more positive results. He never had a win percentage of less than 60% while on the junior circuit, and saw his ranking steadily rise from 37 all the way up to number 2. However, you don't become a history maker by being world number 2, with the greatest of respect to Tommy Haas, of course. 2017 was a landmark moment in Chinese male tennis and the career of Wu. He won the US Open junior singles title along with the doubles, a feat which saw him becoming China's first boys slam singles champion.
Another second serve for the championship. And that's right by Geller, and there it is. The number 2 seed and number 5 junior in the world, Yibing Wu from China, defeats Axel Geller, the number 1 seed, and captures the 2017 US Open Junior Boys Singles Championship.
So what's the next logical step from winning junior titles? Well, winning singles titles, of course. And in 2018, Wu won his first ATP Challenger title in Shanghai, even drawing praise from one Roger Federer in the process. But the injury bug struck Wu down and would be a constant spot of frustration through the next 3 years. This was coupled with a break in coaching from a name which is a real blast from the past. At the start of 2019, Wu parted ways with coach Sven Grunfeld after the pair had been together for just 8 months, with the Dutchman having some fairly pointed words towards someone we've heard of previously in this story. My coaching update. I am no longer working with Wu Yinbing. In my opinion, he has the right to have a coach whose views are better aligned with his mother. I want to thank Wu Yinbing for a great past 8 months, winning the silver medal at the Asian Games and his first win on the ATP Tour. Spicy.
It's just a crazy injection of pace behind the forehand from Wu Yibing.
Injuries are a killer in sport, especially an elbow injury for a tennis player. They take away the one thing you know about everything else. In some ways, they take away your identity. Looking back on that time, Wu is quoted as saying, "Tennis is a lonely sport. I don't have many friends on tour. I missed a fewu years of these tournaments. My coaches and my physio, they have to keep me up, keep me hungry about playing matches and keeping me fit. All these little things make a team. Here I can chill after a long day of practice. I can chill on my bed and watch some great games. And keep him hungry, they did. Find out what happens in his return from injury after the break. So, what did Wu Yinbing do after returning from a devastating elbow injury that kept him out of tennis for almost 3 years? Well, just the 3 ATP Challenger titles and qualifying for the US Open. All being told, he ended up with a 15-match winning streak, which was finally snapped by Danny Medvedev in the US Open third round.
Game 7 match, Medvedev.
Impressive tennis from Daniel Medvedev continues in New York.
6-2, 6-2.
Yet to drop a set, the defending champion. That was an excellent contest. Wu Yibing of China will be seeing some more for sure. His run is in the end, though. It's Medvedev that's through to the last 16.
Despite the scoreline, I actually think that Wu played pretty well in that match. It was a spectacular rise in the rankings as well, going from 1,749 to 174, and later into the top 100. And the icing on the cake was the ATP Tour Comeback Player of the Year award, although he did narrowly miss out on the open era golden racket. Which leads to this year. 2023 has been a pretty damn good year for him so far. Even his losses are all understandable given the schedule and the quality of opposition. He qualifies for the Australian Open, but loses to Mute in 5. That one is hella fun to watch. I actually encourage you to go back and watch the highlights if you haven't seen it. He loses in the final of the Cleveland Challenger, but beats Tennis Sangren along the way. There's nothing like winning for a tennis player, even at a challenger level. The confidence you gain from stringing together match wins eventually does pay off. And then, Dallas.
Game 7 match,
Wu Yibing is a champion on the ATP Tour for the very first time. He becomes the first Chinese man in the Open era to win an ATP Tour title. Certainly the final set tiebreaker, but it's Wu Yibing who holds his nerve.
Wins over Shapo, Mannarino, Fritz and Isner to capture his first ATP Tour level title. Not a bad list of players to beat. I feel like beating John Isner in a match tiebreak after a grueling 3 hours is almost worth 2 titles. Isner himself had nothing but glowing words for Wu afterwards. He's quoted as saying, "It's a tough one to lose. I swear I thought I won that match a few times. Sport can be brutal. He's an unbelievable ball striker and a very good talent." Wu's post-match speech was just lovely. He seems like a really nice kid who spoke so eloquently considering the stage and the moment.
As everybody knows, it's my first time, so I'll try my best, all right? First, I want to thank to the tournament, also the tournament director, Peter, and the tournament staff, the ball kids, all the sponsors, especially SMU. You made this great week, and thanks a lot. And, sorry. Second, it's a very tough match today. I'm facing, 100 aces. And yeah, it's a good thing he has this $100 thing, you know. This makes more kids happy. Yeah. And I will take credit for that because, I'm not even moving when he serves.
Really does make you smile. There are some quotes which really give weight to a moment. It isn't just about Wu, it's about Chinese male tennis in general. I think it's important to remember the gravity of a moment like this. But perhaps this is a reflection of who Wu is as a person, that he's able to take this all in his stride. I feel happy. It's not about winning the title. It's more about me personally making history, also for the country. It's huge for the next generation. For me, I need to keep going, keep my body healthy, and I'm sure there's more to come. Well, you better believe we are paying attention now. As always, thanks for listening. You can find Devang on Twitter @DesaiDevang, and you can find the show @OpenEraPod. If you like what we do, then please consider giving us a rating or a review on your chosen platform. It really does go a long way with helping. And if you really like the show, then please think about joining our Patreon at Open Era. You get the show ad-free, of course, and you get access to the best damn Discord in the world. We will talk to you soon.